Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got a free playbook for you guys. I try to put out at least one of these every month. And since the Kansas City Chiefs just won the Super Bowl, I figured it's a perfect time to put them out. Congratulations to the Chiefs, to all you guys that might be Kansas City Chiefs fans. Congratulations to Andy Reid, who as an Eagles fan, I was definitely rooting for, former coach. I wish he could have won one with us. But it's all good. So if you guys want to see more free playbooks like this, especially one of your choosing, make sure you let me know in the comment section, hit the like button, because I can always put out more free playbooks. I try to do at least one a month, and this is going to be the one for this month. If you like these, you can always check these out as well on my website, MADDENMONEYSHOT.com. Pick out any playbook of your choosing, or you can get them all for one price on my Patreon. Anything you guys do to support me, I definitely appreciate, and I want to thank you guys. It's been a terrific season. So let's get right into it. This is one of my longer books, so I'm going to try to go through it as fast as possible. So if you guys got to pause it and rewind it to get it down, it's understandable. But that's, like I said, I don't want this video to be a few hours long. It's as long as it gets already. So let's get right into the video. Next up, by the iPhone Pro, we got the Halfback Toss. You can run this play just like this. I find that it's a decent run play. You don't quite get the advantage you do of some other toss plays based off of the formation. You can create that advantage, though, by motioning one of the receivers. If they're running a lot of man coverages, it's not the best idea to motion over this receiver. But if it's a zone coverage, now I have a blocking advantage because the cornerback didn't follow. So now I have two wide receivers and only one cornerback on the one side. So I'll get a slight blocking advantage against zone. If it's a man coverage, make the same motion. Now the cornerback follows, and you'll typically have an advantage. But since it's a cover 3, it looks like there's a cover 3 safety there. I don't necessarily have it as much as I would want. But in certain scenarios, that will leave the one side of the field open. So like I said, you kind of have to know pre-snap what your opponent's doing, because if you guess wrong, now I'm in a situation where I'm running into, you know what I mean? I don't have that advantage, and I might not have time to motion him back, which typically I wouldn't do anyway. So like I said, certain formations, you have that look, that offset look where both receivers are on one side anyway, so it's a little bit better, but you can still create that look with this play. Next up, out of the iPhone Pro, we got the PA Power O. This play right here, I can get an advantage a little bit by motioning this guy over, but it can also give away, the look that you're going to be, throwing the ball to possibly that player. But it's a really basic play. If it's a cover 2, the A route's going to be open. If it's a cover 3, the RB route's going to be open. And right there, we had a cover 3. So, that little bit of a motion just kind of it'll give you an extra 5 yards because you're getting a little bit of a head start. That's pretty much it. And then as far as your check down goes, if I want to, I can drag more. But I find he gets open pretty good doing what he's doing. So, that's a decent check down. He'll come open late. Your user will probably be already across the field chasing down one of these other targets. And like I said, motioning out that fullback just gives you a little bit of advantage. It might even move the user. He might chase that immediately, giving you more once again. You have an option. You can pretty much put more on a slant, put him on a drag, leave him on the in route. It's a pretty good play. But cover 2 for the tight end, cover 3 to the fullback. Next up, we got the PA tight end flat. This play right here, I just find that the B route a lot of times can get open. I mean, it's the man coverage, so it's probably not going to get open against this. But a lot of times he can really break out, be a good option. Although this particular time, I mean, I just had to take it. It's not. We don't really have a man play. The best man play is going to be X, which I didn't diagnose quickly enough. But basically, this is going to be a lot of zone beaters, and that RB route's especially good. That'll come open under most things in zone. Olsen's probably the best route on this play at the end of the day. It'd be the most consistent, but it's between him and the RB route. I mean, the RB route a lot of times gets open. And then this X route, I mean, this is a good route. You have to really diagnose that X route quickly or else you're going to run out of space because it's really a sideline route. So right there, I mean, I really have to throw that almost immediately. I would cancel the play action first, pre-snap, because the X route really needs to be thrown to pretty immediately. I mean, if it does get open, it's like an immediately open route. As you can see right there. I mean, you can't waste a lot of time on it. Next up, we got the PA Power O. This play here, all I really want to do is put the B route on a streak. It's a really good, it's a really good cover 2 play. You can get some cover 3 man beaters out of that as well. But we're really it's really all about the A route. I mean, I motioned out that fullback there as well because I want him to pull coverage down as much as possible. But in a cover 3 scenario, if nobody comes out on this guy in a cover 3, definitely want to hit him in a cover 3. But cover 2, man, everything else is pretty much the tight end. Hit the A route pretty much all the time. So let's run this a couple times. Like I said, if I get a man coverage, Olsen's going to be a really good route. Like I said, this looks like a man. This guy, he had a really weird animation though. It looks like he got banged around and came out funny. You get a man coverage, Olsen's going to be pretty good against man. Accidentally quick snapped it, so my fullback's not out there, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, it's still a really good play. Next up out of the gun bunch open tee, we have the fake screen verticals. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take away that screen. I'm not a really big fan of that. He's going to pull coverage down for Hogan over the middle and Olsen outside. If it's a man coverage, Olsen's going to be a really good option. But you can see, like I said, right there, that guy there is going to do all the work to pull coverage down for both routes. And you're really just watching the user. If he covers the middle here with the A route, if it's a man coverage, Olsen's going to be the best option. I should have canceled that play action ahead of time, but you can see that he's going to be manned up. You'll know what it is based off of the formation, which is going to be one of the better parts about this. Because of how far out they all are, you'll see 3 cornerbacks over there. And like I said, I would block the running back too. I don't really want him doing that play action. It just kind of gets in the way. But you're following the user. If the user drops down that drag, which they will do, you can see how he's going to be open. He just got lit up and dropped it. But those are your only reads. It's going to be the B route, which is your check down, Hogan, and X. Pretty much just watching those guys over the middle. And you can see how dramatic the drop down is from that drag route. They drop down quick like that. Next up, we got the double slot cross. This play is pretty much going to be a really good man beater play. Obviously, your check downs are going to be the crossing routes over the middle, but the X route really is what the play's all about. As you can see, he gets past the coverage. I should have waited a little bit longer to go over there. He probably would have been gone, but the B route is really what pulls coverage back from the cover 1 safety. And then you can see, I mean, I'm pretty much, if I pass lead outside, he's getting past. If I have a slightly better receiver, it might be even more of a dramatic opening. And then, like I said, the RB route and the Y route, you're pretty much, the way that they're crossing over the middle, you can see how the defenders typically just get stuck from all the bodies moving across one another. And you just have a really good play against either cover 1. If it's a man blitz, you can always block your tight end. And I think you can even block your running back. So if they're sending the house, you have that option. This is essentially what you're going to want to do. In that scenario, if they're pressing too, the B route might be a really good option. If they're pressing in man blitz, the B route typically can get free down the sideline, especially if you have a speed advantage. Next up, we got the Rpo Read Bubble. So like I said, I'm reading right here. Like I said, we have, it's a 3-on-3, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the B route. Like I said, we see the defender there froze up, waiting for the determination on the play. You're really just watching that defender in front of B. If the defender in front of B drops down, and here we have a man coverage, so I'm obviously going to go ahead and hand it off. There's better plays where it's an outside run against man coverage, but this is the best play that they have in this particular formation. If it was an outside run, that's why I'm going to try to bounce it outside. Like I said, here's another man. I'm going to try to take it wide against man because there's nobody outside. That's typically the best way to go because there's no cornerback on that side holding the edge. You want to try to get it outside, which you can do, but it's not as easy as an outside run, obviously. But like I said, if it's a man coverage, or if this defender here doesn't react quick enough, I need a faster guy there too. Put your speed guy there. Hogan obviously is not the best option for this. As you can see, we got another man coverage, so we're going to take it outside. But obviously, if you have a speed guy there, you get more out of a less reaction time. But like I said, I'm watching who's in front of B. I'm watching what he does. Here he comes in. Comes after the running back. We're going to pitch it out. I don't have a fast receiver or a game-breaking receiver, but you can see that's going to be the best play. So 9 times out of 10, if it's zone, you're going to try to hit the B route. You want to watch the defender in front of B, see what they're doing. That's important too. And if it's man like this, it's going to go ahead. I'm going to try to take it outside as much as I can. Didn't get the blocking. Probably should have took it a little bit wider, but that's going to be your most consistent play. Next up, we got the Rpo Read Wide Receiver Screen. Very similar play to another play from this formation. Essentially, if it's zone, as long as it's not cover 2 zone, I'm going to try to hit this screen. If it's a cover 2 with like a hard flat or something, I mean, that can be a problem. But if it's not, obviously you can see. If it's some sort of drop back zone, like a cover 3 or cover 4, you can see how that works. Here I have a blocking advantage. This shouldn't be too hard to determine based off the fact that I have 2 defenders in front of 3 receivers. That's typically why it works, because that's what you're going to get when you run a zone. So, you know, if it's a zone coverage, I'm typically going to go over here. Like I said, right here, he tries to blow it up. I waited too long to throw it. It's really timing based. You got to make a quick decision. But that's pretty much going to be the play. So like I said, right here, get that block on. Like I said, if I can get, you know, make that dude miss, or if that block held up a little bit longer, you can see how explosive these screen plays can be. So if it's a zone, you're going to want to hit it to this receiver. If it's a man, run the running back outside wide. So I would like to see one man coverage. I'm not really getting it. So like I said, we're going to trust our read. You can see those defenders even crash in. Didn't quite turn up field quick enough. I thought he would turn up field a little faster. Said all timing. If I get a man, we're going to get it out there. He was in the area of the play. Like I said, it looks like it might have been a cover 2 because he was in the area. But since he was caught up on the block, he couldn't defend. So here we go. We finally get that man coverage. You're going to hit A, hold it, try to get outside. It's not a great run as far as, you know, the other play's probably a better run. But I kind of like this screen better than the other play's screen. So moving on. Next up, we have the verticals. This play right here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to streak the A route, and I'm going to put the X route here on an in route and then smart route it. I'm essentially going to try to play the A route and the B route off of one another, and then the RB route and the X route off one another. If the coverage drops back, I'm going to take the RB route. If it drops down, I'm going to take the X route coming over top of it. Essentially, this is a play where I'm just playing the user off of itself. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. If it's not a cover 3, if it's a cover 3, the Y route is going to get open quite a bit. But if it's not a cover 3, all it does is pull coverage back into where I'm throwing the ball. So if it's a cover 3, the Y route is going to be a good play. But if it's not, just put him on a drag. Like I said, you're still going to be playing Hogan versus Olsen, and he'll help pull coverage down a lot of times from one of those routes. So you pretty much have that option. And then right here, like I said, it's a cover 2. Olsen's going to get open right up the middle of cover 2. So Olsen's your cover 2 read. The Y route is your cover 3 read. And then, like I said, against the user, you're just kind of working those high lows. You can see how the safety gets pulled over too from all 3 receivers on the left side. So that's pretty much it. I'm not really seeing a lot of cover 3, so I'm just going to keep doing that drag. Like I said, right there, I mean, we have Olsen. The way that they're pulling coverage, you can see how he's getting open right up the middle there for a big play. But sometimes, although this looks like a cover 3, I shouldn't have taken Y out of that. But sometimes Olsen, I want him to pull coverage back for the RB route. That's the real purpose for that. So it looks like we have that man coverage. So we'll have to wait till this guy gets across here. Thought it could be a cover 3, but that's fine. So, you know, you can see that's going to be your best man option. Other than the running back is a good man option also. If we get that, like I said, right there, that's a man. He's going to be probably the best against man as far as the best and the quickest. As you can see, he's going to that route right there is going to beat man coverage 9 times out of 10. So I didn't really get a lot of looks where I could work. Let's see if we can get a look here where we can work this this B route. Just say right there, that guy, that tight end pulling back. That's essentially to get that B route open against you know, a lot of zones right there. So if it's a cover 2, Olsen's going to be a really good look. If it's cover 3, obviously Moore's going to be a good look doing what he's doing. And against most other zones, pretty much every zone, Hogan should get under it based off of the fact that you know, the coverage is going to be pulled back by Olsen. So really just watch the user. If the user covers B, then you obviously don't want to go there. And then you also have a user trap between McCaffrey and Samuel. Next up, we got the comebacks. This player here, all I'm going to do is put the RB route on a drag, and it just works the middle high low. You can see, just basically wait for the linebacker to react to one of the lower routes, and then the tight end will be open. And it's really his decision. If he doesn't react to the lower routes, obviously you take them, but you're pretty much just playing the high and the low. If they don't react to the lower routes, you just take the higher routes. It's really not that. It just is what it is. But you got multiple routes pulling down. So typically the AI, if the user's not there, will do it by themselves. and let the A route goes to the safety. Obviously, the comebacks are really good checkdowns as well. And then right there, I got a bad throw. But typically against man or a lot of zones, the comebacks will be a good play. Next up, we got the motion Z spot. This player here, if it's cover 3 or cover 2, Olsen's route's pretty good. You really just have a high-low on this play between the Y route and a lot of other routes. I mean, it's still, the Y route's still one of the best routes. But here you have a couple of different options. I mean, the blocking's not going to be the same. I don't find that if you're calling this play, you're doing it with that in mind. But you have, like I said, Olsen there. If it's a cover 2, he's going to be open right up the middle. If it's a cover 2, a lot of times the RB route will be open outside as well, or a cover 3, depending on what the look is. And then you can see right there. I mean, the Olsen's pretty much the read. I mean, if your opponent leaves the middle of the field chasing the running back, a lot of times Olsen's going to be left wide open to do damage. And then, like I said, the RB route, if they drop down on that route, on that coverage, a lot of times the RB route's going to be open. Oh, they wasn't there. The B route here, you can put him on something like an in route, and I find it's going to be better. 1 for pulling coverage, as you can see right here, and then 2 for being a check down. Next up, out of the gun wide trips offset week, we have the PA Read. So, I mean, you can run it like this. It's a decent play. I like the crossing routes. Obviously, they're not, you know, the user can't cover all of them. They really have different launch points and angles. But I also find it's best to put B on a drag, because ultimately I don't think that last route's going to do anything. But if I put him on a drag, I have a much better check down against most coverages than I do otherwise. So putting him on a drag, it doesn't take anything away from the other routes. It actually helps him, as you can see right there. It pulls a window for the RB route as it pulls down the middle linebacker. And it can pull down the user too. So if they think that they're savvy, you know, if they think they're smart, they could easily take themselves out of a big play and out of giving up a small play and giving up a big play. So real easy play. The comebacks are really good check down. I like the play action, but that's entirely optional. And then you can see how I'm just reading front to back when it comes to these receivers. Next up, we got the PA shot. This play's going to be best against man, but if I put the B on a drag, I have a pretty good check down as far as the B route and the other routes are concerned. As you can see, we get a touchdown there. That play actually got some pressure for some reason, but it's all right. But like I said, I'm going to either put B on a drag or I can put A on a drag, just something to create a check down under the RB route I find is best. But for whatever reason, I mean, a lot of times players will blitz if they don't have a zone coverage. As you can see right there, I mean, I'm getting it in. I'm not quite getting separation I might with a better receiver or a faster receiver. But you can see he's getting past. So pretty much this is entirely a cover 1 play. It can also be a touchdown against cover 3 if you streak the A route, put the B route on a drag, and then put the X route on a comeback. Block the running back so you have better protection. And you'll see how the RB route can just cross the field and be a really big... Can also be a 1-play touchdown against cover 3. Just streak the A route, put the B route on a comeback route, and then, put the B route on a drag route, and then put A on a comeback route. Blocking the running back can help you with better pass protection than the play action, and then you're just kind of waiting for the RB route to cross the field, and you got a really big play. As you can see right there, the safety almost caught up, but if you have an elite speed guy there, he won't be able to. I have a pretty average receiver at RB. So, like I said, cover 1 touchdown and a cover 3 touchdown. Next up, we got the Rpo Read Fl Screen. Once again, I'm just going to count. You know, I have 3 receivers, 2 defenders in the box, so I'm going to make this play. It's good. I mean, it's a good setup. You can see if I get inside like I did right there, I can make a lot out of a little. It's probably going to be best against cover 3 normally. So once again, counting. I have too many guys out there. You know, and then the next part's the RPO. So 1, 2, 3 defenders out there. So we're going to hand it inside. There was no defensive end to read on the outside really. But typically I want to read this defensive end. Like he crashes inside there. I'm supposed to keep it with the quarterback and run. And I got a couple yards, but that's dangerous. I don't like running with the quarterback too much. But obviously you have that option. So like I said right here, he crashes inside. I just don't want to keep it with the quarterback. I know that's not the right read to make. But typically, it's just, like I said, right there. I mean, I know I'm supposed to just take off with it, and it's a good play, but like I said, I don't really trust a lot of quarterbacks running with the ball. So, like I said, once I make that read, you know what I'm saying? Oh, see? Fumble. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, let's do this again. Like I said, I want to get this, like I said, I just want to get one block. You know what I mean? When the play does work out, it can be really big. As you can see right there, is the block set up better. Favorite play, and one of the reasons that I chose the Cardinals, because I'm pretty sure this play is also in the Chiefs. Obviously, it was in the past. I don't know if it still is. But one of my second favorite options to run would be the QB draw, which, you know, like I said, if you run this enough, your opponents are going to come out in smaller packages. They're going to come out in stuff like this, giving you, because they're going to think, hey, you don't have a running back, why would you run the ball? But you really do. So let's go ahead and let's pick random. So if you notice your opponent starts coming out in smaller packages, or you know, less blitzes because they're trying to man or zone these receiving routes, all you have to do is come out in a quarterback draw. You'll catch them off guard. You know, motion this guy out, because one, it moves out the cornerback, and two, it looks like the same play. And then I'm just gonna hit him with a surprise run. Now, obviously, I like to slide pretty much every time, depending on who your quarterback is. I find quarterbacks fumble on design runs this year. They didn't necessarily do that last year. And even though Kyler Murray is like one of the fastest QBs in the game, maybe in the history of the game, he just doesn't feel that fast turning upfield like on these runs. But that's okay. I mean, it's still, like I said, this is not something you're going to do a lot. You're just going to keep your opponent honest, and you can steal some pretty good yards when you do this. You know what I mean? It's a good look. But you want to keep your opponent honest. Even if you don't have a running back, you still want to keep them honest. Give them something to look at. Let them know that this is an option. I've used this in like goal line scenarios too, and it's pretty good. It's still a good run, and it worked. So next up, another really good pass play is the bunch trail. Let's go ahead and let's pick that. This is not a bad play like this. You have a lot of routes over the middle. I like to simplify it though. It's a little bit too crazy on the inside. I like to put Y on a streak and then put RB on an out route. And what that's going to do, I mean, it's, for one, like I said, it's going to simplify the reads there. I mean, if they don't cover them off the line, I'm going to take that tight end quite a bit. But if they don't simplify if I don't simplify the reads, I mean, to me it's really simple. I mean, I know right off the bat, based off of formation, that this RB route is going to get open outside. It's essentially a bench switch concept between that and A. I'm just going from the lowest route back. And I like I said, if anything, I definitely have a check down with Larry Fitzgerald, who's going to be over here one-on-one pretty much every play. I find the cover twos, the safeties converge a little bit more than that, but obviously there it didn't happen. A lot of times, like I said, this streak will be open. Your opponent, once again, will probably be paying attention to the bunch side. They might be using more towards the bunch, just like in the for the previous play. So that a lot of times that streak route will be perfect complement, wide open right away if you come out in this formation. Because like I said, they'll be expecting, if they see this formation, they'll be expecting the first play, and then a lot of times you can just hit this streak right over the middle for a quick hitter. You know, so don't be surprised if that's immediately available. So doing this one more time. Like I said, I'm trying. If it's a cover two, that A route's going to be money. With Isabella, as I make a dude miss. I mean, I thought he was going to get caught from behind there. I mean, he's got a good juke, but he didn't come out of it very quickly. Let's do this again. Like I said, that's your cover two for sure, but you obviously have this too as well for a cover two. If I can get going, no. Here's a cover three, I can tell. Although, I mean, this guy here, he's been getting open against cover two and cover three, so he's typically a cover two, but like I said, it's been there on both. Here's another, wrap the middle cover two. So like I said, you just can't miss. Just reading these three receivers. That's all I'm doing. So, oh, that was a great throw. I mean, you can miss if it's a bad throw. You can miss then. Let's do this again. So that's a cover three, but he'll get up the cover three seam as well. You know what I mean? Like that'll happen. Obviously the window wasn't as big, but that'll happen. Like I said, right there. I mean, he just bombing it through the middle of cover two. If you don't change that mid read, obviously he's gonna lose. Is the drag under. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pick that, but first I really want to make sure I got all my guys in the right places. And I'd say that Larry Fitzgerald is in the perfect spot because he's not really going to do anything here. His job is really just to pull coverage anyway. So I'm going to pick, this guy right here. I'm going to put my fastest receiver here over Hakeem Butler. We'll go Isabella. I got my running back here, which is really nice. I mean, they're going to be my check down anyway, so that's going to be like the perfect guy for that. So you can see I only really have 3 wide receivers. It looks like I have like 5 wide, but I have my tight end here, you know, at the in the inside spot, which is fine because I want somebody kind of reliable and durable anyway. So let's go ahead and let's pick that play. On the other side, we're just going to go random, you know, you might see like random nickels because when you're going to see, you know, if you're waiting on the defensive side to pick plays, you're going to see a 3 wide, 1 tight end, 1, you know, running back. So to start, you'll probably see a lot of random nickels. That's where most people base defenses are based in anyway. I might kick it up a notch later and go back to dollar because, you know, a lot of people are going to do that. If you run this play enough, and there's no real reason to stop running this play. It's that type of play. We can pretty much run it all game. But if you run this play enough, people are going to start getting smaller and smaller in their packages to try to cover the way the field's going to be spread. But for now, like I said, let's go and let's pick random nickel. So this play right here, I mean, to me, it's just designed perfectly. I don't really care what the defense is. This play is going to have a route for it. I'm typically starting by staring at the RB route. As you can see right here, I mean, I think that was a cover 3. He just kind of got open underneath it. So, I mean, you essentially have your gun bunch verticals set up on the inside. And then on the outside, as we got, I mean, this cover 3 play right here, by the way. If you get cover 3s, you get, oh, and I missed. Oh, man, I was thinking touchdown there. I can't believe Clay actually made somebody miss. Let's go ahead and let's do that again. But like I said, I mean, you have your RB route for cover 3 underneath, but then you also have the Y route here, which is going to get open quite a bit. That was a really tight window, but I still snuck it over his head. So, I mean, like I said, I can run this play pretty much the entire game without any issue. But like I said, I mean, if they're gonna, if that guy is gonna beat outside like that to the boundary for the cover 3 underneath, you can see I have a much bigger play over the top. So, like right here, this looks like it might be like a cover 2. I'm trying to get this guy over here. As you can see, that's a tight window, but I want the bigger play. I mean, the drag was open underneath. Like I said, pretty much everything on this play is going to get open. I used to run this a little differently. I used to put B on a streak. I used to put Fitzgerald on a drag. And you can still do that if it's a cover 2. I find that might, you know, that might still be the best way to run that. But they patched that. It wasn't very successful last year. And now this year it runs really well just like this. You don't have to make any adjustment at all. You can run it as is. All I like to do is motion out Kirk here, motion out the RB route. And I basically have the exact same setup as the verticals, but I also have a setup from a play that's not in this playbook. That play is out of the gun tray wide flex, the PA crossers that I put out previous year. Basically what I did with this play is all I did was put A on a streak, B on, you know, leave B alone and put Y on a drag, and it would create a lot of one-play touchdowns to the B route right here. So I essentially have that and the verticals play all in the same play. And you can see, I mean, between the A route, the B route, and what Fitzgerald's doing, you pretty much have all 3 of those routes. So, you know, like I said, the only difference is Fitzgerald's out kind of far, but he's still going to have that effect. So, like I said, this play, you have 2 of the best concepts in the game, in my opinion, in the exact same play. So how could you lose? Like I said, as far as the reads go, everybody gets open. I mean, your B is going to be your most consistent check down route. You know, I just took that there to whatever. So, like I said, you can see that the A, the B, and the X route have that setup where the bunch has the vertical setup. So you have 2 of the better concepts in the game all in one play. So, you know, all I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to motion this guy out because that's the same thing I do in the verticals play. And you pretty much have, I mean, the way that this spreads the field, pretty much everybody gets open. As far as the reads go, like I said, pretty much everybody gets open. If it's a cover 1 man or a cover 0, if it's cover 0, I mean, you can block Clay. You know, I mean, if somebody's sending the house on you and you don't obviously don't have a running back, that's the best thing you can do. You can't block any of the receivers though, but you can block the tight end still. So that'll give you a little bit of you know, extra blocking if somebody runs out something a little bit heavy. And that route, I mean, it is a good route. I don't want to get rid of it, but you can live without it if you have to. Ultimately, if somebody's running a cover 0, the RB route's going to be a home run anyway, so you're going to want that extra blocking. But that's pretty much it. So, you know, like I said, as far as the reads go, if it's cover 3, you have 2 really good cover 3 routes. The RB route steals outside really quick and easy. You can see how he's just going to get around the defense since I motioned him out. But also the, you know, that's going to spread to the point where Clay's going to get open too against cover 3s. So here, this looks like, if I'm going to guess, a cover 2. You know, once again, I mean, like I said, everything's going to get open. If it's a cover 2, which that was, Clay's huge. He's going to be big against either coverage. whether it's cover 2, cover 3, or cover 4, it doesn't really matter. Clay's going to get inside, especially cover 4, because there's just so, there's so little as far as coverage inside in cover 4s that's just going to be easy money. I don't really know what that coverage was, but it doesn't really matter. That's the thing. This play is so easy, you don't really have to read a defense necessarily. So here it looks like we have a cover 1. This outside route here is going to be best because obviously the inside route works too, but that's closer to the safety. Next up, out of the shotgun bunch wide, we have the inside zone. These formations a lot of times can just kind of create space inside for running the ball. I don't really find these formations are worth much more than that. Create even more space by motioning out one of these receivers wide. Although I don't find that's going to do a ton for the inside runs. I think it's best just to leave it. But there will be a pass play that mirrors that motion. So realistically, just leave it in there. And like I said, it just spreads the defense. That's really what it's best for. These wide formations is for running the ball. So that makes an inside zone play like this just that much better. And then you can see, the blocking's pretty good too. Receivers, for whatever reason, block pretty good in this game. So really good run play. Next up, we got the verticals. So I've shown this look before. Just drag more, put the B route, motion them out. And I mean, the B route can get open past a lot of coverages there. There was some serious pressure, but you can see it gets past the corner. So let's try to do that to a point where we complete the pass. But the verticals play is always a very good play. Like I said right there, they're over blitzing right there. So obviously you're going to get space inside. Your first read, a lot of times, if you're really going from the B route to the A route, you're just kind of working your way in. And you'll see a lot of different. I'm gonna sprint out here and then just bomb that up because, like I said, the speed advantage. I have a really good cornerback tail on me, but the speed advantage, against man or zone is going to really beat that up big. Next up, we got the 0-1 trap. Let's go ahead and give this a go. Like I said, it's a good inside run. Definitely clusters the blocking up a little bit, and I thought it was down. I wasn't even paying attention. I thought he was down already. So I mean, just a good inside run. It's a lot like the what's the name of that play? But it's a trap play. I mean, trap plays of many years are very good. You're guaranteed to get a good 5 yards. If you bust it outside, maybe you get more. Because of the tight formation, I mean, right there, there we go. Look at that block. That's just perfect. That's just perfection, the way that was set up right there. So let's go ahead and do this one more time. Look at that. Oh, nothing but space inside. And I maneuvered it kind of slow. I didn't have my finger on the trigger, but it was a good play. So let's do this one more time. There we go. Look at that. That's just, oof, now we're going outside. We're taking this house wide. You know what I mean? So really good run play. Lots of options. The most ready available one will be right in front of you, though. And like I said, I could have took that outside. I just didn't take it wide enough for that defender, but it was another good play. It was there. It was there. So like I said, you're making the determination pretty quick in the middle. One more time. Let's go. So we're just gonna set that up and look at the sticky blocks. Look how sticky the blocks are inside. And I just take it outside. Once you get past those first couple, you'll have options to take it outside. Next up, we got the bench swap. Let's go ahead and pick that. So I just want to put the A on a streak. I mean, I'm just trying to get the running back open anyway. So it's really, it's just about that play. It's the running back versus the route over the top. You got a bench switch on the other side. So if you're more comfortable running that concept, you can. I mean, it's a good concept as well. So you just want to split the field in half pre-snap. That's going to be the best thing I can say. Decide where you're going pre-snap. And like I said, I have 3 receivers on the right side, so to me, typically I'm going to go right side. But the bench switch is a really good play. So I got 3 wide receivers on the right side, so typically that's the best spot for the play. And my playmaker, my running back's on the right side too, so it's a good option. So just make your determination pre-snap. I think the bench switch is a really good concept this year, though. Like, it's a really good concept. So to me, the bench switch might be the better side, but it's really up to you to decide what you like to run better. But the bench switch is dirty. It's super dirty. Like I said, that's cover 3. It's beating outside cover 3. It doesn't matter. Like I said, bench switch this year is on point. Next up, we got the bench swap. Let's go ahead and pick that. So I just want to put the A on a streak. I mean, I'm just trying to get the running back open anyway. So it's really, you know, it's just about that play. It's the running back versus the route over the top. You got a bench switch on the other side. So if you're more comfortable running that concept, you can. I mean, it's a good concept as well. So you just want to split the field in half pre-snap. That's going to be the best thing I can say. Decide where you're going pre-snap. And like I said, I have 3 receivers on the right side, so to me, typically I'm going to go right side. But the bench switch is a really good play. So I got 3 wide receivers on the right side, so typically that's the best spot for the play. And my playmaker, my running back's on the right side too, so it's a good option. So just make your determination pre-snap. I think the bench switch is a really good concept this year, though. Like, it's a really good concept. So to me, the bench switch might be the better side, but you know, it's really up to you to decide what you like to run better. But the bench switch is dirty. It's super dirty. Like I said, that's cover 3. It's beating outside cover 3. It doesn't matter. Like I said, bench switch this year is on point. Next up, we got the corner and goes. This is going to be a good cover 1 man play. So just pick one of these guys and move them out. That's it. That's going to be your guy. I'll put him on a smart route. Doesn't really matter though. I'll put him on a smart route. It's going to beat cover 1 man. As long as he didn't get jammed up there. Like there he got jammed up. He still made the play, but you saw how he got hit a little bit coming back onto his break. So that could be the only difference. Like I said, I can put you know, I can put the B route on a smart route too. It doesn't really matter. But like I say, you're just getting, you know, I'm having to body it. I wish I had my fastest guy over there. It's not quite as reliable as it might normally be, like right there. Now there he didn't get hit, so obviously that's the play. You don't even have to motion him out. I mean, you could just put the smart route like it is. You know what I'm saying? You really don't have to worry about that, but you know, if he doesn't get hit coming out of the break, and he's going to be gone every time. So it's typically, you know, essentially just a man beater play. And then you have your zig too. I mean, your zig underneath, you know, that's a good man beater check down. So you got a lot of options, but they're all man options. That's the thing. I guess your slant would probably be your only, you know, the A route's probably your only. It's not even a slant really, but I mean, it's a man beater too, but that's probably your best option against zone. Next up, we got the RPO Orbit Zone Peak. This play right here, I mean, you have, you know, an orbit play, which is, oof. This play right here, I mean, you got an orbit play coming around the back, which to me is probably the best route on this play if you can get it in stride. Like right there, I kind of had to stop and come back, and you know, but it's still going to be one of the most, you know, one of the best plays. I don't really think the run play on that play like this. I don't really think the run play is really the way, as you can just get, you know, you get outside and you're going to make one dude miss and you're going to be up the sideline. Let's go ahead and let's do this. It's definitely a good trickery play as well. So like I said, you get out there, I mean, look at it. You get some blocks like that, I mean, you're springing yourself, you know what I'm saying? So this is a really good RPO play.
Ready, 88. Let's rock now.
So I mean, like, there's no real, the way the defense doesn't really react to this. As far as the running back goes, you got to hold A to get it to him. You know, obviously that's a decent inside zone. But I'd say, you know, 9 times out of 10, you got a good hole up front, but 9 times out of 10, you're probably calling a play like this to go to the orbit play. And if it's a man coverage, or you know, one of these exotic man blitzes, you can definitely just hit the Y route. You can definitely hit the Y route too if it's a you know, we get a lot of man coverages this year, so you can definitely just hit that for a quick and easy over the middle hit too. I would say streak one of the receivers, put the other on a smart route, and block the running back. You can block the tight end, really. He ain't doing too much. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the B route there, the reason that I put him on a streak is because I want to pull that cover one safety away. And then obviously, I almost messed that play up, but then obviously the other side of the field gets open. It's really that simple. You just have to give the cover one safety something deep to chase. Next up, we got the fake jet halfback seam. So this formation's got some really exotic, you know, jet style plays. But you can see this one here. It's essentially a verticals with that fake. You just have to worry. The only thing you got to really worry about, you can't make any motions to make this play better. But then it already is. But the only thing you got to worry about is that is like a really, you know, long. I'm gonna take off with the quarterback. That's probably your next option, other than if it's a man like that. But the play action is kind of long, so you got to worry about that. Worry about getting sacked. Like this play here, actually has more of a chance of losing yards than the actual jet sweep itself. But as far as the reads go, I mean, you're just kind of, if it's a zone, this Y route's gonna be open under it a lot. But if it's, you know, a man coverage, a lot of, you know, like that linebacker didn't know what to do. And most users won't either if you mix these three plays in together. This isn't a great play, but it's something that's worth looking at. You know what I mean? Because there's definitely, like this RB route. If it's a cover 3, that's going to be the best route. You can make a really big play out of it, but you can't get out of the play fake quick enough to really to make that consistent. But still a good play. Next up, we got the jet. Next up, we got the fake jet pass power. Similar concept. You know, you just have the quarterback running a power option, or more like a power sweep, which to me is a pretty good setup. So let's do that again. Hopefully I can take it out wide. Like I said, this is a good play if you got like a Lamar Jackson or like a Michael Vick whenever he drops this year. But this is like a straight up like a wildcat. like you're pulling back the wildcat here, and then I didn't follow my blocks. Yeah, it's like a straight up wildcat play right here. You know what I'm saying? Like if I get the blocking isn't always the most consistent, but you can see it's a good play. Yeah, this is like a straight up wildcat here. I mean, you really need a mobile QB to do it. But, you know, there's plenty of those out there. As you can see, Cam Newton, he's not fast, but he's doing his job. So definitely a good play. Definitely a good wrinkle. Nobody's going to see this coming because it's just such a... Look at that. And then I'm going to bust a big one with the quarterback. Like, who's going to see this coming? And like I said, you got Lamar Jackson. Woo! Woo! That's going to be dirty. Next up, we got the jet pass fake zone. So this is just another, you know, we have another jet sweep play, and they're all pretty good out of this formation. The running back doesn't become a fullback though, which was kind of like one of the better wrinkles. This is a downgraded version compared to the one where the fullback actually turns into a blocker. And once again, you still got to put your fastest guy at this slot receiver spot, but you can see it's not as good without that extra blocker. It's really just I don't want to say a mediocre play, but it just doesn't, you know. Plus, I have a mediocre receiver running it, but it really doesn't have the same you know, edge created by the blocking that you would normally get. So this play, it's a good play to have, but it's not as good as some other plays. Next up, we got the jet touch pass. Make sure you sub your best speed receiver in this slot. I didn't do that, so it's going to cost me. I can't even get out of it. I'm stuck with it. So that is what it is. But like I said, this is a really good toss play because you got a lead blocker that comes around and helps you out as Chris Hogan fumbles. Like I said, he's the worst candidate for this. I should have used like if I had you know, Samuel in there or something, I'd probably be fine. But like I said, this is just a really good play. Otherwise, just need a speed guy. He's not a speed guy. I thought I subbed him out entirely. So here we go. We got a cover 3 safety dropping in the box, and it still won't matter. Like I said, I just have the blocking is just excellent. You know what I mean? Because you got that fullback style running back in front of him. So that's going to spring you for big plays. I said right here. I mean, like I said, boom. Like typically that guy would have caught me easy, but since I have this extra blocker, it's just a really phenomenal trick play. So moving on. Next up, we got the jailbreak screen. This play right here seems like a little bit like an RPO, but you have like the screen option, which to me is probably gonna be the best play. But you also got a slant, so if your user darts off too quickly, you can hit him with the slant. But realistically, I mean, this is the play. The actual screen itself is gonna be the most consistent. You just have to watch the user when you run it. Like I said, this is like an RPO to the user, and And then if they run like those all-out mans that you see online, you obviously like a double safety blitz like that, you got an easy slant play right there. So like I said, I mean, this is, to me, you know, the blocking holds up, which is somewhat inconsistent at times. The jailbreak screen can be one of the better screen plays. Next up, we got the Y sail. This play right here is really all about the table route to the running back. But if he's not there, I mean, the tight end over the top is usually going to be pretty good. You can also drag the Y route. That's just another good option, especially if it's a man coverage. But you can see like the separation by dragging the Y route is about as good as it's going to get. You're going to have you know, 3 receivers. One of them is going to be open between the tight end, the running back, and the Y route. One of the 3 is going to be open pretty much every time. And you can see how they drop back to the tight end here. You just take the running back. So it's a really simple play, simple read. Just reading the inside receivers. You're not really reading the outside receivers. Although that one outside receiver can do a pretty good job. I mean, that's you know, they're stretching the field mostly, but one of your checkdowns is going to be the square route. You could also, if it's man coverage, you don't really have a lot of man beaters, so you could put them on a comeback route just in case you get a man. Like, you know, you might, like right there. I should have threw the A route. I just was trying. I was reading the comeback because I was putting my focus there. But without a doubt, I mean, obviously against zone, the tight end is definitely going to be. It's going to be the tight end, the running back. Like right here, this is my check down. The square route was coming across the field, but I'm talking too damn much. So since you don't really have a ton of man beaters, you can make that comeback route your man beater, and then you know, I guess that might have been a man coverage. I really wasn't paying attention, talking too much. Let's do that one more time. So that's definitely a zone. So you're gonna, or man. So like I said, that square end's pretty good. You can also make them a comeback route. Next up, we got the deep in. This is a cover 4 beater. So I'm just going to motion out more to the sideline here. And now I got a cover 4 one play touchdown. I got my check and release options here. So if I want, I always have that as a check down. But this is that's the touchdown route right there. So if I got a cover 4, I'm throwing it up top. But these check and releases are pretty cool because I tell them when to release. So if I think that the A route's got a little bit better opportunity, he has no coverage around him, I could send him out. If I think the Y route has it, I can send him out. So it's pretty cool that I get to choose where I think, you know, the coverage is not. So that's pretty neat, as I messed the whole play up. It's pretty neat that I have the ability to check and release 2 different routes. Like, who do I think is going to get who has a better opportunity, who has less coverage around them and stuff like that, or who do I think can make more plays and make that decision. So that's a pretty cool wrinkle. But ultimately, this is a cover 3 and a cover 4 play. Next up, we got the stick and nod. This receiver here, put him on a smart route. And then I'm just going to streak the RB route, pass block the A route so I can get a little bit more time, because this is ultimately a home run play. The Y route is the check down, but it's really all about this dude right here. So if they're running cover 1s or cover 0s, that's probably your best bet right there. Next up, we got the 4 verticals. Just put the Y. I mean, to me, just put the Y route on. You can leave it as is. The drag's okay, but I like putting the Y on a slant. It's a little bit more aggressive. Like I said, ultimately you're crossing those routes for the user, and then if you have a cover 3, this guy's really good outside. Could also put the X route on a comeback. In this case, it's a man coverage, although the slant's going to do okay against man coverage. Ultimately, you know, the comeback's going to be better if you catch a man coverage. But there, I forgot to do it, and you can see, like I said, the slant's still really good. Comes open underneath all the coverages. But those are really your 3 options. I should say 4 options. I mean, the running backs, the RBs only for cover 3, but you have, you know, 3 options aside from this and every other coverage. So, comeback route, the X for man, slant or drag for man, and A and the Y route. You know, they're both meant to split the user, and then I get a bad throw. But then the RB route. So come back the X, slant the Y. Those are both good man beaters, and then Olsen versus Y against the user, and then RB for cover 3. Next up, we got the bench swap. I'm just going to put the A route on a streak. If it's a zone coverage, I'm going to the right side. If it's a man coverage, I'm going to the left. That's pretty much it. You can see the running back's a really good play under coverages, under zones. If it's a man coverage, I'm going to switch to the other side, but neither one of these is really that great against man. As you can see, I mean, those routes typically beat man, but they just get chewed up on this particular play. So it's really just a zone coverage type of play, because I'm getting a lot of man coverages to drive that point home. As you can see, they're just getting picked off. So really, only zones work here. And like I said, the best route is definitely going to be the running back. That's somebody's running zone, so that's going to be your best bet. You can motion the receiver over, and a lot of times he'll get open even faster into the flats, as you can see right there. I mean, make a guy miss, and I probably would have been gone. So that might be the best option. And it should help pull coverage in zones as well for the B route. Like I said, he's just cheating outside there. So that's definitely a little bit better of a catch and run type of scenario. It's really all about the running back anyway, this particular play. Next up, we got the halfback sweep. This play is best to motion over your tight end. If it's a zone, a lot of times if it's a man, you'll pull coverage, but you know that's just best to create as good a good run blocking as you can to try to get outside. But they don't necessarily, you know, it's not always going to be to the outside as far as a run, but it just creates the option better than anything. You can always take it inside if it doesn't look like you can get to the edge. Let's go. Let's do that one more time. See that motion block there because I just didn't feel like waiting for him to get set. And you can see the cutback lane's right up the middle. So let's do that one more time. So it doesn't matter if you get set or if you motion block him, I don't think. Although there you can see how he shoots out to that corner really well. So yeah, I guess it does matter a little bit. I mean, you really have your choice of him either trying to block the gap in between the tackle and the receiver, or getting out on that cornerback. Obviously, it's a no-brainer. You want him out on that cornerback. Like I said, right there, man coverage, don't motion him over because that really just brought an extra defender, and it really didn't help. Against man, just run it as is, but against zone, you can create a little bit of a blocking advantage. So this here probably is a zone. Don't really know for sure, but you can tell by the result that it probably was. So you get 10 yards, you get a much better run. Next up, we got the mesh. So right here, I'm just going to motion McCaffrey out to the sideline, put the B on a streak, and he'll get open against, you know, a lot of different coverages like cover, you know, 3 and cover 1. Although I really didn't have that here. I'm going to motion out though just to shorten that throw. I don't necessarily have to, but I find that it works. So it's like I said, it's motion him out there. So we're just waiting for certain coverages on his part that we can get past. Like right there, that was probably a cover 2 he got behind. But ultimately, like I said, I'm looking for a cover 3, which this doesn't look like it's going to be either. Well, everything dropped back. That's kind of what I was hoping for. So I did get something. It might have been a cover 4. But you're going to see that from time to time. You're going to see everybody drop back like that. So once again, you know what I mean? Like we're just going to do that, hit it upfield. And that's really going to be the cheapest part of this play. Like I said, he beats man cover 1 deep. But if you get a man 2 or something, or you can't get that off, you got your drags. That's pretty much it. So here we go. I'm going to wait for, like I said, if it's a cover 2, that guy will have to drop down on the Y route. But, you know, it's a tighter throw. So ultimately, this is a cover 1 or a cover 3 play with your check downs being a pretty good option. Like I said, I'm streaking because I want to just, you know, I want to get that separation there. There's a cover 2. Like I said, if you turn it up the field too much, you can get in trouble and get hit by a safety and drop the ball. Next up, we got the motion halfback swing. This play here, you pretty much just want to get it out to the running back as quick as possible. As you can see, I don't want him to stop. I don't want him to break stride. I want to just get him right up the field with acceleration so I can get as big a play, biggest play as I can. But if you don't throw it out right away, he will stop. Like I said, he won't just continue to the sideline. And at this point, it's like a screen play, which is still, you know, pretty successful. But, you know, like I said, I lose all my acceleration and got to start over. And your opponent will more than likely follow this. Unlike the computer, like so, you know, your opponent user will probably be all over it if you stop. So definitely just want to swing it out and hit it. Next up, we got the motion inside cross. You still got the option to swing this play out as quick as possible, but you won't have any blocking. So to me, it's best to like, these crossing routes are pretty good. The B route coming in underneath is a pretty good check down. And then the A route, obviously, like right there, he's just free off the line, so he's going to be an easy play. So, like I said, you have a swing route, but you also have some pretty good routes on the right side there, pretty good route combination that you can work, so that you don't have to be relying on that, because the motion swing is just a swing play. You don't have any other options. Next up, we got the middle slant. All I'm going to do is pass block the running back. I don't really need that. Other than that, I mean, this is really just a cover 2 play, working the A route to the B route. And obviously the A route's a good man beater. As you can see right there, he's coming across the middle. Other than blocking the running back, you don't really need to make any adjustments. I mean, this play is pretty much just as is. Like I said right there, I mean, that was obviously cover 2. Drop down to the drag, go up top to the tight end. It's real simple. So you're pretty much just reading the drag and the B route. Next up, we got the jailbreak screen. Best run against zone. You're going to have good blocking to get rid of the ball, and your receiver is going to have good blocking because the whole offensive line pulls, which is rare in screen plays. A lot of times running back screen plays leave you out to dry, where this is a really good, consistent version. Next up, we have the motion swing. We're just going to catch this ball and flip it out to the running back. There is no other routes. And I don't want him getting too close to the sideline, because you can see what happens. He can run out of bounds. So technically you want to run this from as far as you can to the opposite sideline. So like I said, we're just going to catch this ball, get it out. Like I said, I did it too quickly and he stopped. So that's not what you want. You don't want him to stop. Next up, we got the PA scissors flood. That route, the Y route, I'm going to block the running back because obviously those safeties are coming. But that Y route is going to be a really good man beater route. I had to throw it early because, like I said, the heat was coming. But against man and zone, that's going to be a good look. The running back is just going to kind of pull coverage down. But like I said, I'm just waiting for him to get outside pretty much every time, whether it's cover 2, cover 3, man. Thomas's route is really good this year because man's really tight, and that can really shake it off. So let's do that just a couple of times. Like I said, this is my route. I got a blitz right there, so I don't have to wait as long as I would have. None of these other routes are really that great unless it's like a cover 3, then you can throw it to the running back. But other than that, like I said, I'm just waiting on this guy to break. But you're really just playing the running back to the Y routes. It's one of the two every time. Like I said, if they drop back too far, just hit the McCaffrey and let your playmaker make some plays. Let him shake and bake. Let him turn up the field. You usually get more than that. Next up, we got the zone alert bubble. So this formation will give away whether it's man or zone. And if it's a zone, I'll watch that defender in front of B. If he drops back like he did there, or, that was a cover 2, so that's actually one of the zones you probably wouldn't want to run it against, although I still got some positive yards. But essentially, I'm just watching that guy right there. And if he drops back, he's typically going to get blocked. So like I said, my first read is man or zone. My second read is what that defender does. Here it's going to be that zone. You can see he gets inside, gets sucked in. Then I got a good play outside. And if I make a guy miss or two, I could really be gone. And then if it's a man coverage, I'm going to go ahead to that RB route. Holding this ball before throwing it to the bubble screen, the longer you hold it, the better the play is going to be as far as the reaction to that linebacker. Next up, out of the single back bunch base, we got the Z spot. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put my B route on a streak. I can also put this guy, the square route, on an in route or something like that. It doesn't really matter. But basically, I mean, if this guy's open right away, I'm going to work my way back. If he's open right away, I'm going to take it for a catch and run. Put your fastest guy there possible. I didn't necessarily do that, but I always recommend it. And then, like I said, if he's not open, a lot of times the guy, if he's covered down low, the guy above is going to be open. It's going to be that slant route or that outside post route. So that's pretty much your read. You're reading high and low. One of them is going to be open pretty much every time. Just take it. Don't ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? Don't force it to nothing that you don't need to be. Other than that, the B route sometimes can get open up the seam of cover 2. But this guy's a good cover 2 play outside. It's a little bit safer. The inside cover 2s don't really work as well this year because the safeties kind of converge in the middle. Next up, we got the halfback counter. Another counter play. I mean, you know, like I said, to me, some of the best run plays in the game are counter plays. This one out of the bunch is no different. One more time. One more time. There we go. Get a nice inside run. Sometimes that's where it's going to be. Here we go. We're going to get outside. Like I said, that if the defensive end's over aggressive, shoots outside, you go inside, you get a nice play. If he hesitates, right here, I'm going to take it outside. It's real simple. Real simple concept. These counter plays can be found everywhere, and they all are pretty much run the same. Next up, we have the 4 verticals. This play here, I'm going to put more on a drag. If it's a cover 2, that drag will come in handy to pull coverage back for Samuel. This whole play is really about the B route. Although the RB route and the A route will get open, you can see this guy here just gets open way more to the outside, whether it's cover 3, cover 4. It doesn't really matter. Here's a cover 3 or cover 1. If it's a cover 1, I'm hitting a home run. If it's a cover 3, I'll know right away because the cornerback drops back, and then I'll just hit him underneath. If I make a miss, I can take it up the sideline. You know, it's a scenario that can play out. I could also put this guy on a drag. Like, I know this isn't a cover 2, so I can put him on a slant if I want. This might be a cover 1. No, it's still not. So they keep hitting me with cover 3s. So, you know, but that's like stealing candy from a baby. I mean, it's just so easy. So easy. So here we go. We're going to do this again. Like I said, this might be a cover 2, but obviously not, though, because the cornerback dropped back so far. It's a cover 1. That's an interesting look. If it is a cover 1, Samuel's going to be a home run. These inside routes, I forget about them, but oh, here's a blitz. There we go. So like I said, that's easy. They're going to send a house blitz like that. You're going to have a lot of openings. So had to pick a cover 1 because they're not going to give it to me otherwise. This is pretty much going to be, you know, just going to wait till he turns up the field. And, you know, you can bullet, lob, whatever you want, as long as it gets separation. He didn't catch it there. I mean, it's a pretty good cornerback covering my receiver. But you can see he's going to get past pretty much every time. Next up out of the single back bunch, we got the halfback zone weak. I would say motion this guy out. Do a fake motion, then just hit him with this to the other side. Would be probably the best way to run it. Just to get your opponent thinking that the play is going to the other side to match some other run plays I've put out from this formation, like the toss or the quick pitch. You know, so it's just like I said, it's just a show motion. But you can see you have really good blocking on these inside zones. I mean, they're really holding it up. So let's just show one more time. Just a little consistency. Nothing really to it, but you can see it's just there's a lane typically between the tackle and the guard. Sometimes you might have to break it outside, but I would say for the most part, that's not going to be the case. Like I said, that guard just kind of, you know, oh, look at that, man. That's just through some serious daylight through nothing. But like I said, really good blocking scheme right here. I could always flip it towards these guys too, but I find it's best to run a weak. You're going to find out right here. I'm going to get another big run. But really good run play. I mean, they really hold their blocks down. Just what I do. We can run to the other side. You can see, look at that, get blown up right away. Every run play was successful until I flip it. So definitely not the way. Got to run it the weak side, weak way. You know, there we go. Now we're getting blown up on both sides. Next up, we got the PA boot slide again. Different one. You know, I like this play. I mean, there's just, you know, there's a lot going on here. You could always put that one receiver streaking on a comeback route too, but I find it kind of gets in the way of what these other receivers are doing. But the way they're just streaking across the field, I mean, one of them's going to get open pretty much every time. And it's hard to use all those levels. As you see right there, actually, I get sacked, no big deal. But like I said, you're going to cancel that play action. The B route's a really good route. Every one of the crossing routes is a good route for different coverages, and your user's not going to have a shot covering all these. They might start low, they might start high, but somebody's going to get open pretty much every time. You just have to wait it out. You know, like right there, he was being covered, but I knew he was going to pass him on, and that's exactly what happened. I knew that coverage was going to pass him on, so. Don't necessarily have the best routes here for man, although the A route is pretty good. It's pretty good against man as I overthrow that there. But he would, I mean, it was there. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the worst decision ever. It was a close incompletion. And And then, like I said, if you have a man, I really only have comeback routes. That's pretty much all I got. So if you do not run this against man, because you know you don't have a play for man. I mean, that was a man, but I switched to a comeback route before the play, and then I threw it quick because I saw the safeties coming down. So you know you can do your man option, as I accidentally mess up the play entirely. But like I said, everybody's gonna be open. I mean, I don't need that streak. You know what I mean? That's really not essential. You know, I can do the comeback, but then the comeback kind of gets in the way. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, not in the man scenario. Obviously, it doesn't get in the way, but it's really up to you whether you want to do the comeback or not. Go ahead, do this one more time. Like I said, that's actually a pretty good man beater right there. I've noticed that works. Next up, out of the single back bunch, we got the quick pitch. You can run just like this. I mean, in the past, I've motioned out that farthest receiver. Oh, you got lit up there, man. Like you punched him in the jaw. But you can see it was a big run. But yeah, I find it's good just to run just like this. I don't necessarily need to make any motions. I think it's actually pretty good as it is.
Here we go.
So here we go. Like I said, we're getting that now. Oh, man. Just got to hold that block down, man. Just got to hold that block down. So I'm going to try motioning out this receiver just to see, you know, what the difference is. And you can see right there, I guess I got a little bit better spacing by motioning out the receiver. So we'll do that one more time. Like I said, he backs off a little bit, which is part of the reason motioning out that receiver's always been so successful for me, is it backs away the cornerback, and then we get a nice big easy run. So we gotta do that one more time. Motion him out, and then like I said, it just helps me to get to the edge. It's not always a huge play, but you can see I got much more than I did before. So motioning him out, like I said, cornerback drops off. And it's going to make it easier for me, and I would have been gone, man. One dude to beat, that Deion Jones, man. Speedy middle linebacker. Son of a bitch. It's like right here, he dropped down, so I know I'm probably going to have to cut this short. Actually, I don't. Yeah, no, he must have dropped off or got blocked out of the way or something. But you can see it's a much easier run play with the motion, which matches a lot of pass plays that I put out anyway. So you shouldn't have an issue there. Like I said, he just came. That dude, typically those safeties blow that up. That dude was coming down to blow that up, and it didn't work out for him. He got blocked twice. So one more time, just to show some consistency here with the new setup. Oh man, come on, bro. That dude, he's just playing lights out. He's really disrupting some things. I'm motioning over the wrong guy, but it don't really matter. I'm willing to bet. Let's just see. It's the same idea. Like I said, it didn't matter. Still got a big run play out of it. Still close to 10 yards. Next up, we got the spacing. This is a really good play for short yardage situations. I'm really just watching that B route. If he gets open immediately, I'm going to take it. He's the quickest hitting one. Although I only make that read if I determine it's not a cover 3 or a cover 4. Any coverage where they drop back will give Olsen a play right underneath half the time. So it's really, Olsen's probably the first read, and then I work my way back inside from B to the A route. And I can tell that pre-snap. Typically I can tell if he was going to be open pre-snap, like right there. You know, the way that middle linebacker shoots across. I'm just reading space. That's why it's called spacing. Typically that's going to be the way to go. And like I said, if it's something where the coverage doesn't drop down, I can pre-diagnose the RB route. That's about it. Other than that, you're kind of just reading how the spacing reacts. And then your last read, like I said, you're going from right to left. Your last read is going to be that slant. Slant and the A route are really going to be best against man. You can see how they just, you know, a lot of times the man coverages just sit on the routes, the comeback routes, as they all pretty much just stop. At that point, your best play is going to be the slant. So you're, like I said, you're just reading right to left. That's the easiest way to do it. Start off with the RB route being your first read, and then just working your way across. If he's whichever one you see first, take it. But you got to lab this because you can throw easy picks if you don't make the right reads. Like I said, right across, RB. I say it's right there. I knew he was going to sprint out, so I just waited, and that B route got open. It's that simple. Next up, we got the 0-1 trap. Another good run play from one of the best formations in the game for running the football. You just see it's got a pretty big size gap in the middle when you use this play.
Ready. Fight to the 3.
I personally think that the wham is probably better, but you know it's in the formation, so I just want to point it out to people that use this for like use the formation. Next up, we got the bench. This play right here, I mean, I went over this in previous formations. These outside routes, I mean, that was a bad throw. He didn't catch it, but you can see he was open. Whether it's cover 2, cover 3, even cover 4, these routes tend to get there. And then you also have your little out routes here, which get open. I mean, this is just a really good play this year. One of my more favorite, I would say. I'll definitely be running it. I probably should have threw the man. I threw in the double coverage right there. That wasn't the best move. So I'm going to go ahead and do this a couple times. Like I said, that they chip off the deeper route. I'll take the underneath, catch and run all game. So one more time. And there we go. Like I said, I'll take that underneath route. It's there. Next up, we get the halfback stretch. Another really good run formation, or run play from this formation. I mean, there's just, you know, really wide blocking as I make 2 guys miss. 2 guys miss with a nasty juke from Christian McCaffrey. This guy is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just hit this once or twice more. Like I said, I'll just take him out, stretching as far as, I mean, it's just, you know, this is just a really top-notch run formation, to be honest. So here we got the cover 3 safety on the one side. I'm obviously going to want to go to the other side. Set these guys up. You know, it's just a really consistent run. Next up, out of the single back tight way off, we got the bench switch. This play right here, I mean, this is a real easy setup. If it's a cover 2 or a cover 3 or a cover 1, really, like right there, that looked like a cover 1. I'm going to hit that outside slant, real easy. Can't really run man coverage against that. If it's a cover 3, though, I can just put him on a streak. Although this looks like it's a cover 2, so I'm going to keep him in that, and I'm probably going to hit that X route once again up at the cover 2 side, which is really easy. So you know that's really this play right here is just pretty easy against just about anything you want to run. This looks like a cover 2 as well, so I know I'm probably going to be hitting that X route again. Like I said, it's just, you know, this is just one of the easiest plays to run, and it's one of the better plays this year in my opinion. So let's go ahead and let's run this one more time. Like I said, I would like to see like that. That was a cover 3, and it didn't really matter. I still caught it in front of the cover 3. If you get a cover 3, I mean, you could just put one side on a streak. So you have your cover 3 side on the one side and your cover 2 side on the other side. Pretty much the entire game if you wanted to. This here, like I said, it looks like a cover 3. And I just catch it right in front of the cornerback, and we're gone again. Like I said, a little bit tighter coverage than I was expecting, but like I said, that might be the best way to do it. So now you got your cover 3 side and your cover 2 side. Next up, we got the jet sweep. To me, these jet sweeps are pretty consistent. You know, you can run it just like this. You can't make any adjustments. I wish I could make an adjustment so that it mirrors some of the other plays that I put out where I can motion out the receiver. But it's a really good play just like this. You can take it short or you can take it wide. You're pretty much going to have to read that defensive end pretty much every time. I find specialists to take it wide just about every time. Try to take it straight to the boundary. Right here's a cover 3. I probably want to have a blocker for that. You don't necessarily want to run this against cover 3s because a lot of times safety's down and you don't have a blocker to account for them. But like I said, you can see right there. I mean, if I had a faster guy other than Hogan, I probably would have been gone on that play. So really good option to run. But like I said, don't run against cover 3. You can see that safety's going to get in the way. Next up, we got the PA deep cross. All I'm going to do is motion out the Y route. This is a cover 4 one-play touchdown. I can drag Olsen or any number of guys really just to give myself a check down. You just pick your poison as far as who you want to drag. I really find it's best to block the running back, although I forgot to do that, but it doesn't really matter because ultimately I'm just trying to get this as a home run. So, you know, just another cover 4 one-play touchdown. So just drag Olsen, motion more across. blocked running back. You can block Olsen too. I mean, you can if you need more blocking, you can drag the Hogan. It doesn't really matter. The main two routes are the B route and the X route, and then buying time, and then just delivering a good ball. Pass leading away. That was a weird animation. It looked like he was passed, but you're just pass leading away and bullet passing once he gets inside of that safety. So let's do that again. Personally, I prefer to, if I can, I prefer to have Olsen on that drag, because I just feel like having them going in the same direction is probably best. But the Y route obviously gets open too. So like I said, right there, we're getting way past. I'm not getting the best throw. I need to get that ball out there more, but that's fine. It's working. Except we got the PA pump and go. So I'm typically going to motion out Samuel here, because if it's a cover one, he'll be a really big play. I'll smart route him because it'll be a quicker open. But other than that, I mean, this play is really going to be to the tight side right there, where I'm running like a bench switch concept. If it's a cover two or a man coverage, Moore's going to be a really good, a really good play. If I'm trying to hit a home run though, I can always go to the B route. That's going to be, if I think I have that. If it's a cover three, I could always streak Hogan too, try to go for a bigger version of that play. But ultimately, I mean, the X route is going to be the best version of it. If it's a cover three, that streak can help him get open as well. So it's really up to you whether you want to run it like a bench switch, or if you want to run it like this, which is essentially like some, there's concepts like that as well. So here we go. We got a man. That's a little tighter coverage. If I'd have thrown it in the break, he would have been open even more. So we either streak Y or put him on an out route. It doesn't really matter. It'll work out well regardless. But, if I put him on a streak, I always have my cover three check down in Olsen anyway. So that's something to think about. As you can see right there. I mean, I think that was a cover two, and then Moore beats that. I personally like the out route, though. That's how I would run it. So I can just cut the field in half, so I don't have to watch both sides of the field. Now I got all my reads to the one side, and that's essentially going to be it. So, like I said, to me, that's the easiest way to do it. I don't have to watch both sides. Next up, we got the slot cross. All I'm going to do is I'm going to streak Olsen. I mean, there's a couple different things to do. I'm going to streak Olsen here, and I'm going to put the X route on a drag, and that's basically going to create a really, this play right here, this B route right here, is just going to cross the field and be a one-play touchdown against most coverages, most things. Let's go ahead and do that again. I'm going to go ahead, we're going to get this dude across the field. Like I said, I'm just kind of running for my life right here. But the way because of that one route being there, I'll have to watch a replay. I was running for my life a little bit. But because of that one route, doing that post route or that out route, it really holds this cornerback. Like, where are we at here? Like I said, him running that route really pulls the separation there, and really just takes two guys. Like, there's two guys really covering that guy. And by the time this dude crosses it, so really good play. Obviously, if it's a man coverage, the RB route's going to be really good. You know what I'm saying? So just a really good play. I mean, that's your man beater. We already saw the zone beater. The zone destroyer, I should say. This crossing route. So that's just, it's insane how open that is. Let's take a look at what that coverage was. Not even really watching because, like I said, it gets home. It's pretty good, much get home against anything. So this is a cover three that just totally glitches out, and it's just like, phew, touchdown, big time touchdown. So like I said, this here could be a man. I gotta be aware of that. Like I said, I'll take that all game. Take that underneath route, that instant open, post route, out route, whatever that is, whatever that slant is. Now, I mean, they're probably gonna send the house here, which is fine because I have this instant open route. So, send the house if you must. Send that man coverage house blitz if you must. So this is a real nice play. Let's finish this off. We're gonna get one more home run touchdown. And I mean, I guess that guy doesn't really beat man. I don't know. That was good coverage, but he caught it anyway. Didn't matter. Amazing coverage or not. Said that B route is dirty. Oh, that's dirty. That's so dirty. What formation is this? Moving on. Next up, we get the halfback inside zone. I find this is just a good play. I mean, a lot of times people will overcompensate to the other side, and you just have you have a lot of space. They typically won't cover this backside. They'll think that they're running to the tight ends. You can also motion one of these guys out. You can see how it has the effect to the defense, though. So to me, unless the opponent is manually shifting, just run it as is. And like I said, a lot of times you can just get right in this lane, or you can even get outside of it and for a big play. So to me, a good run. Said typically it automatically shifts like that, and you just take it to the to space, and you can see you just have a really good consistent run. Next up, we got the PA seam. All I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the B route. Now I got a high-low with the A and the B route. A lot of times the B route will pull the coverage down, making the A route wide open. The comeback route's going to be your most consistent play. Obviously, you know, the tight end, though, it's going to be up there as well. But, you know, you have everything you need, really. That RB route's going to pull coverage quite a bit. I said that comeback route, putting in work. It's always going to be putting in work, and, you know, your drag is going to be another safe check down if needed. Like I said, here's man. Anytime you got man, though, that comeback route's going to be the beater. Next up, we got the power O. They're going to flip the play. We're going to run this to the shallow side. And I got myself a fullback, although he did nothing. Either way, we're going to flip the play. If you want to do a fake motion out to make your opponent think that the play's going that way, it's not a bad idea. Although it set me up there because the computer shifted. Not always going to happen in real life or in the game. Oh man, I thought I was past that guy. Let's go ahead and do this one more time. I said, there we go. He kicks out. Now I'm running free. Running free. So a real easy play. I mean, obviously everybody's going to think you see three tight ends that the play's going to go over there. So hitting them with a reverse is a pretty good trick in my book. Let's go ahead and do this one more time. Like I said, this dude here, I mean, my pulling guard isn't really doing me any favors, but you can see it has a lot of ability, or a lot of capability to be a big play. So let's move on.
Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.